Jesus is trying to teach us about what's important in life. Life is more. More than what? More than material substance that you can consume. Life is more than collecting material trinkets and toys and things that you cannot take with you. Because at that funeral service, when you look into that coffin that's been shaped to fit your form, when you look in there, you won't see any houses, you won't see any cars, you're not going to see any cash, you're not going to see any silver, you're not going to see any gold. But for the person who has lived their life to be consumed by God, and for God to collect those things that would allow them to chase after Him, that would allow those things that would prevent them from walking in the abundant life with Him. When we look into that casket, what we do find, what is evident, we can discover, or we can determine a person who knows they haven't left anything behind because they invested themselves not in this world, but in the world yet to come. That becomes the transition point. When you see that life in that casket, that's the moment of eternity. That gives us the evidence that they have transitioned from time to eternity. And that in eternity, they're going to continue what they've always been doing in time, allowing the God that gives us the life to consume them, allowing the God that has collected all of the things that would interfere with their relationship with Him. They're going to continue to allow Him to collect them. So now they're living with Him eternally. That's why Jesus says, don't give any thought to what you're going to eat, drink, or wear, because that's going to have its terminating point. That's not eternal. It's not lasting. You're not going to be able to rely on that eternally. But what we should do, we keep reading there, you'll find in verses 30 through 33, you'll find where Jesus says, but seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness. Now, here's the final teaching point that I want to bring to your attention. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness. And watch this, all these things I will add unto you. What Jesus has taught them in this same passage is that even with taking thought, no man can add to his personal stature. No man can add to his physical dimension. You can't expand. You can't grow. You can't increase who you are just because you consume material substance. You don't increase the person, the value of the person that you are because you have more money. I got to make this clear. See, because you have more possessions and because you have more money, it doesn't make you, the person you, more valuable. Now, you got to stay with me here. Now, I know, see, if we allow ourselves to be governed by the world that we live in, if we follow normative behavior, they would ask you, okay, on this same list, the left side, your life, the right side, the life. On the left side, they would say, hey, but look at all the stuff I have. Look at my net worth. You know, if you have houses and cars and money in the bank, your net worth, may be in the hundreds of thousands, perhaps even in the millions. And this world would try to say, see, that determines your value. But Jesus says, you know what? You can collect all the material stuff, you can consume all the material substance, and you can't add one watch this, cubit to your stature. You cannot increase your personal value because you consume more and because you collect more. You're not increasing the value of who you are.